Andy, thanks very much for joining us here at Expo Real.
Pleasure.
A lot of focus on impact, ESG. I suppose, how are you seeing that, particularly in the context of asset management and property management?
Richard, look, it's having a huge impact, and that impact is only going to increase. You've heard today the impact on the investors, the landlords, whether it's around the data, whether it's around the actual plans, the activities around social. So all of that, one way or another, has to have an impact on the ground at the asset, and that's where the property managers come in. That's where it's going to have a huge impact. In fact, is already having a huge impact on property managers right the way across our portfolio, across Europe and actually globally.
You're obviously looking at actually how the execution of this is done. So I suppose, what are you seeing as the challenges for that, Andy?
Well, inevitably there are plenty of challenges. The one which I guess worries me the most at the moment is the resourcing. And I don't mean by that the financial resourcing, I literally mean the people, the skill sets, and the availability of the people with sufficient skills, experience to be able to then achieve what we've all said has to happen, whether it's to deliver what's coming down through the new taxonomy or the new EU regulation. That is all going to require huge numbers of trained, experienced people. And we've done some very, simple calculations, and we believe kind of in Europe alone, we're going to need somewhere between 7,000 and 10,000 people to do this, not just Colliers, but the industry. Well, as far as I'm aware at the moment, those roles, those people, those skill sets don't exist in that number. So I could see that being a real challenge for us over the coming years.
And there's often a lot of sort of views around greenwashing and those kinds of things related to ESG.
Sure.
How are you seeing that? What's your perception in terms of, I guess, the actions that are being taken in this area?
Yeah, so greenwashing, I tend to ignore that phrase. We've all heard today, again, we're on a journey, the industry's on a journey, and we talk a lot about the spectrum of preparedness, i.e. basically how prepared are a number of our clients that, for what's coming. And inevitably there's an array of preparedness. What we cannot do is, for those people who perhaps are further down that readiness curve, who want to make an initial impact, they do the right thing in terms of employing someone, and it's very often just dismissed as greenwashing. We must make sure that we don't throw this criticism at people, and in doing so, squash the good intention that underlies it. So that's the thing that I think we have to just be very careful of in greenwashing.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting to get that perspective also, because we often hear the investor perspective, so really interesting to get that from the asset management and property management side. Thanks for joining us, Andy.
Pleasure.